Welcome back to my expanded divine panel of the Infinite Eight to divinely intervene as needed for my highest good, aka the highest good. All right, today, well, I just wanted to. I didn't really want to rush to be on here, and I really don't think I'm gonna do the 2 hours deal today. Not because I'm not feeling it, just for the sake of discipline and balance. And I think I just barely finished up my last reading, which was for the playlist anyway, and the recap. So I'm like just one video behind in catching up. But like I feel like that's fair. That's fair. So anyway, this is Gifts Unlocked, Season 3, Episode 4. The Takeover is on Mother Effer. It's on. So, we're going with that right now. And let me see here. Okay. Well, on the left side, these are just the energy cards. Star card and reversal. And then, on the doing side is the Magician card. Both are forward facing, so that's nice to see. If on the recipient side, the star card in reversal, let's see here. Wishes taken into consideration, process. Whoopsie. And it's still facing me upwards against my, actually facing me, but like upwards. My chips. Okay. I think it's done, really. This is like notoriety. This is fame. This is acknowledgement. This is accreditation. It felt like right before I forgot that I had healthy chips anyway. Open down here. I just opened it like maybe 5 minutes ago. And oh, that's what it is. I made myself some tea. I refused to get back on here without something to drink. And so I had to do that. And so this one is saying like it's done. So first I was just checking the energy here in reversal. Wishes considered, taken into consideration, or like processing. And like as I was moving towards processing, it was accurate. So wishes are processing, not just taken into account, into consideration. That's already done and over with. It's already processing, because when I did that, it felt upright, like not just forward facing again, and not just flat like that on the recipient side, not just on the consumption side of my little baggie, but it was upright, standing straight up onto it. So it's on for sure. It's happening. Okay, so this is representing the number 4, which is the Emperor card. On the right side, the doing side, is Alchemy. It's Alchemy this week. So to tell you the truth, I'm not really as excited. I'm not really as thrilled. Here, let me see here. I need to pump up this thing here. Yeah, I'm not really as excited about, first off, this color coding is not doing the thing for me. I just needed to grab this quick sweater so I could get a little cozy. And this is my Freddy Krueger one. It's supposed to be costumey, but whatever, it's good. Okay, I need to be a little warm. It comes off a little scarecrowish. I need to, like, you know, when you get costumes, it's like some areas are like overdone. I feel like this is kind of over but underdone. Does that make sense? Anyway, whatever. It's like a Freddy Krueger / Norman Bates thing that I have going on here with this. The granny squares. Okay, whatevers. All right. All right, so this is Alchemy this week. Yeah, these are two, like, I need to make it more realistic. I'm noticing that every time I see it. Or just make it more proper. It's one way or the other, not an in-between. Otherwise, it's just too, I don't know. Anyway, moving forward. Magician card. Okay, so this is doing the things. Yeah, so to be truthful, again, in my real life, I'm not too excited about handling the stuff that I need to handle. I'm excited about getting them tucked away and done and over with. That's the part that I'm excited about. I'm not excited about having to contend with people. And I'm hoping and praying that it doesn't have to come to that, but I do have to be prepared for it, and be prepared not to be so accommodating, to get real with the data. For sure. I have to treat these energies quite factually. That they did fuck me over, and they intended to fuck me over. And they've already wasted a great deal of my time and compromised my resources by extending it as far as it has gone. This thing has gone on for over a year. I've been divorced for, I didn't realize it, because like it just felt like this everlong thing that I don't know. Since sometime in 2024. It is now 2026. That shit should have been done, like I said, within 3 to 4 months. But then I got the runaround because of some people who wanted to benefit under the table with reputation, with having to level up in certain societies, you know, money, whatever, or referrals. And so I know at least 3 energies who are guilty of that. One of them, I distinctly told him deliberately never to lie to me. And then I asked, so with that, I mean, I have a bit of, I have understanding at this point. If you kind of fumbled a bit. So I'm going to ask you right now, have you lied to me? And he lied again. He fucking lied again. I know he did. And maybe, if perhaps not, if I'm, hold on, let me double check. He lied to me. He lied to me. Let me get one card out of this, just to kind of, let's just check here. Shadowscape Zero. Okay. My expanded divine panel of the Infinite Eight. I know his birth name, so I can ask in my head. Okay. The Moon card in reverse, that's straight up lie. The Sun card, that's straight up me, straight like, see ya. King of Cups, let's see here. Queen of Swords in reverse. 5 of Cups in reverse. Ace of Swords and 6 of Pentacles. Okay. That was right. That's him. This is me. This is me, King of Cups. I'm just trying to heal my situation. I went to that person for some advice, because they are involved. Straight up lie. Queen of Swords in reverse. Me, him. Bitch be lying. Not just lying, but double crossing at that. Queen of Swords. In reversal. I hardly ever see the Queen of Swords in reversal represented by a male. But that tells me, bitch, you done lied to me. You decided to be a little bitch and scurry off and lie to me, right? It's like, seriously. Lie to me behind the scenes and lie to me in my face. You pulled it like a bitch. Okay. 5 of Cups in reversal. This is somebody that I had already said goodbye to, as graceful as I could possibly do. That's the absolute truth. There's no other bypassing it. If I did not say goodbye, I would just be lying to myself. As I've told you before, anytime that I've left a certain genre of people, I always, especially with the escalating amount of goodbyes, I say more in full, like absolutely aware that I have to let go of everybody. This is why I firmly decided LinkedIn isn't doing shit for me, except for saying like occasional happy birthdays by people who, you know, like who could care less about my health and well-being, because they're just busy with their own. I'll give them that space, okay? They wish me a happy birthday. I'll accept the happy birthday. Cool. Okay. That means that I have a fond place in their heart, except that, you know, their life is filled with other things that kind of stomp on the heart, you know? So, you know, that's the truth, okay? I had to say goodbye for all good reason, and it's time for reciprocation, okay? This is bottom line reciprocation. There's more good than bad in my arena. I don't know about yours, people who fucking lied to me. But I am working on my triggers. Doesn't mean that I can't be upset. Doesn't mean I don't have reason to be upset. It doesn't mean it is invalidated, those reasons to be upset. It just means I can kind of fuse out the energy now, so I can come down with an iron fist and I can be as effective as possible in getting shit done and having them move the needle appropriately. That's my goal. And it shall be achieved. Okay. So, he done did lie to me. Alright. It's crazy. I expect people that I do not know to pull that kind of thing. Anyway. Where's that? Okay. Alchemy. These are the energy cards. This is a star is being born. Hey. See? This is a wish. Like, you can make a wish or whatever. You know? Hope, wish, fame, whatever, notoriety. And then it carries through to this card. Okay? I know I'm this shit. My wishes are being processed. And I am, and it's happening behind the scenes. While I do my thing, that shit is happening behind the scenes. Okay, so Segue are this one. These are the Segue cards. He said, I swear, Tina. I swear to you, Tina, I have not lied to you. Okay. You know you'll pay for that. Okay. I even told the person why. I said, because And I get nervous doing this because this is like in real life. Because there is a history of people having to pay up for things that they have done me wrong. Like those that have done me wrong, who have deliberately lied to me, they have to end up paying some way, somehow. I don't have to do anything. It just happens in the severity that they cannot anticipate and that they have never seen before. And it comes down quite hard. So I'm just forewarning you. I'm just highly suggesting that you do not lie to me. Have you lied to me? Yep, what goes around comes around. And it comes around hungrier with a bigger appetite because it had to make a one big you know what I mean, rotation, or get the runaround. So it bites harder. Okay, so segue cards. Pick. Boop. 3, 2, 1. Cheese. Oh, look at all that that come out. Okay. The Queen of Wands in reverse and the Teacher or the Emperor in reverse. Interesting. Okay. Okay. This one's internal and energy. This one's internal and first it was external. And it's internal and external. Someone's wanting to try to claim this as just a free prize, like energy, like they can just take it. No, that's internal and external. Internal and energy. Okay. Okay, so all of these are well intended. I swear I have never ever attempted against or towards or even along your interest. I might have withheld information in the sake of internet safety, though. My name is not. Of course it's not. Okay. Okay, so this is... Okay, these are extra information here. All right, I'll put that down over here first. All right, so these are the segue cards. Okay, my wishes are in processing. Fame. Fortune. Reputation. I don't know, they're just generalizing it to wishes and processing. They kind of want to keep wishes of surprise. Anyway, Queen of Wands in reversal. Internal. Okay, so I am in hiatus? No. Refraining from spell work? No. Detached? Objective? In limbo? In interim? Astral. This is astral. This is astral travels, which is like makes sense in the evening as well here. So these are like astral pursuits, the dream state. There's magic occurring in the dream state. You know, I just had a dream last night. I woke up like pretty early, but then I I decided to go back to sleep and get into my REM state. And unfortunately, I had this other, I wouldn't call it a dream. I wouldn't call it a nightmare. It was leaning towards the nightmare state because I was back in an establishment and I met somebody that was from here, and he ended up being like really weird. And I don't know. He just, it was just weird. Like, not your average ongoings of an establishment. It was just weird. Like, anytime I've shown up to the establishment, I've always like felt pretty. Like I had to, get into pretty mode, to confident mode, to relaxed mode, and this was just weird. Like, I don't even know, like almost like getting the runaround between here and there. I don't know. It was freaking weird. So anyway, I know that somebody was trying to mess with my dream state again. Yeah, definitely. So this is, I forgot about that I was wearing this when I was talking about the dream state here, the astral realm. So there's going to be some activity there, some receipt of like ongoings, a lot more than usual. And then on the right side, the doing side, this is maybe like teaching myself like the coded terms, like how to go about things, based on the information that I received there. Yes. Okay. Oh, I think there's going to be like, how I told you there's a buddy system in this. There's also like trespassers or like representations of what might happen, like other simulations of certain patterns. And so in the buddy system, there's like I'm in somebody, or somebody else is in my buddy is in my dream state as well, but they're not really, they could be a part of it, but for some part of it they're like in a separate arena watching over certain things, like behind the like a one-way mirror, and with like a microphone, like it's like the DJ performer whatever thing going on, producer performer thing, and they're giving me clues if in case like something funky happens, like, and I'm not picking up on it. So there's like the buddy system on like when you're studying for a test, you do flashcards, test me on this or whatever. So it's kind of like that type of energy, because this one's listed as a teacher and we're both like in dream state, and this is dominantly me, but whatever I do not pick up for myself, this is also external. So this is coming through buddy system. They're also an alchemist. Okay. All right, those are the Segue cards. It did came up with this Two of Wands. That is absolutely correct. Seven of Pentacles, be patient in the process. This is part of the reason why in having to work on my triggers. Because part of it is in the learning process, you pick up more when there's more fun involved, and you can't do that when you're frustrated and you're upset and that you're not picking up things as fluently. Yeah, Page of Swords, this is definitely be patient with the learning process. Knight of Pentacles, it's bringing along light, like vision. It's like a vision quest, except in its minor arcana sense, minor arcana magical sense. Yeah. All right, so then the this is I have to remind myself what this is labeled. This is Gifts Unlocked season 3 episode 4. They did not want me to like, they wanted me to leave it kind of like open-ended, not by, not for, to the inner wild. Though it doesn't exclude that, it's just leaving it open. So this is a takeover. It's on mother effer. It's on. Okay. This is good. This is interesting. Okay, so what about the header cards? Okay, we're gonna go with the Star Spinner Tarot. I did go to the beach today. It was good. It was weird because like how I normally can shift clouds, shift the atmosphere. This one was a little bit more complicated, and I didn't know if it was like, this is where I experienced the frustration, because it felt like there was someone else trying to control the atmosphere as well, keep it in place, and it felt like a simulation test as well. Like there was resistance, I felt it, and it was by an external force, not by the clouds, not by the sentience of the skies, but it was external, like another person or several people keeping things in place. Like, can Tina actually do this if can Tina lift this when we're all actually on top of it, without her knowing that we're on top of it? And that's what it felt. And I did see a shift in several areas once like I chilled out and focused. And I noticed that there was surprise in me being able to do it, but then some people who are in on this like manipulation of energies was upset about it, like jealous about it, and so they tried even more to keep it stagnant. And I was like, we're not playing this game. We're not like we're not doing like which parent do you like better, cloud, you know? Fuck that. And so and then I decided to do stuff elsewhere, and that created movement, and they couldn't control that. It was just like it was dumb shit. Like I just decided, okay, I already proved my point and everybody saw it. So that's what it felt like. Anyway, 7 of Cups over here. Um okay. 7 of Cups, there are clouds in the sky. There's always clouds in the 7 of Cups. There's always some kind of cloud that's like divine offering to the max. It's 7, so there's resources. They're coming through. And because it's so like blatantly out there in the clouds, in the atmosphere, a lot of others see it too, especially the like, gimmies. And so and so they can't do shit about it except, you know, create maybe like some delays. But their focus is misaligned. So, and they can't control everything. Spirit's never going to grant that kind of bullshit behavior with the totality of having to control everything. And so that's just obvious. So here it's important to know, like when you're like publicly manifesting and just claiming your title and your stuff without any fear, remember it has to be paired with flexibility and allowing things to just be, you know, grow organically. And so here this is like, okay, so being able to pivot to this, pivot to that, pivot to this, and in totality it's like everything is going to have to be like, when you want to reveal the sun, everything's going to have to be pieced out anyway. Like it's okay if there's no shortcut straight to the sun, but there's reward in knowing that I have the ability to shift certain parts of the atmosphere or certain parts of a project, certain parts of this or that, without disturbance. And like things are constantly changing anyway, so it just keeps me agile and balanced. Like, okay, well, it's just moving here to there. It gives me exercise. And so it also calls out, you know, the energy trying to hold everything in place. No, I can do this better. That kind of energy. So there's that. All right. I was going to ask what that was all about, but then that came through. So that was just like a straight up answer. Oopsie derpsie. It's ridiculous. I still enjoyed my day. I still had brought my hot coffee in my backpack with my seal finally. and sunblock and I was good and fine. Oh, and it was low tide today. So that was like giving me plenty of room, back the fuck off space. um and so I still noticed that there were bitches still trying to get into my energy. And it was always the ones that look like hoes. Um and mind you, Huntington Beach is like the Van Nuys of the coast. So basically you got like wannabe porn stars, like amateuring, the field. And it's not like, that's not everybody, but you got, your handfuls of this and that in HB. And so I was like, you don't need to be walking to me, like walking in my auric fields that close. They knew what they were doing. So my expanded divine panel of the infinite 8, what do you want to say about that first off? Like, you could tell, like, who are you trying to impress, my dearies? Who are you trying to take from? Like, it's gross. Anyway, the moon card and the magician. They know what's up. They know I'm powerful. Yeah. So it's like, they're like wannabe porn stars, like coming up against like the girl next door, and they know they're like, with how much they like tat themselves up, how much like CCs they've got on their tits, and like, what do you call it, makeup full on, hair done with like specific looks here and there, and the way they wear their stuff, like, you can tell that it's like they're waiting to be scouted out. It's pretentious. That's what it is, pretentious. And so they're trying to come off as something more powerful, like makeup, like, those are the kind of people that make fun of guys with big trucks because they have little dicks or something like that. Some shit like that, when they're doing the same shit too with their stuff. And I have nothing against I have nothing against big titties. I have nothing against, like, well, I do have, I'm not for implants or whatever. That has taken up a lot of, like, consumed a lot of my mind, a lot of my it's like brainwashing. And it really doesn't fucking matter. And the people that it fucking matters to don't matter to me, as far as, you know what I mean? Like, when it comes down to its relevance and the height of importance, those people, like, I could give a shit less about, um and everybody has their preferences. Okay, I'm down with everybody having their preferences, but people who are very adamant about their particular type shows me like it's a psychological thing. It's very much a psychological thing, and very much fixed and stubborn within their ways. They cannot see beyond the aesthetics or this or that of a certain person. Like, for me, I'm part of my shadow work is not being repulsed by anyone who resembles my ex, like, in any kind of aesthetic. Maybe behaviors, that's legit, but the aesthetics, like, I'm really trying to train myself to not. I mean, I think that's healthy for me to do that. They aren't comfy for you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No, yeah, no, I know they're not comfy for sleep. Like, okay, so for me, should I talk about it? I'm talking to a lady, okay? So, for me, I'm small. I'm okay. I'm good, okay? But, I don't like wearing stuff to sleep. And even though I'm small, like, I have to, I sleep on my side, so I have to lift so it doesn't get like smushed or whatever. It's like, okay, there's the, okay, little pillow, you can just stay there. So I can only imagine for you. Oh, my weekend has been great. But yeah, so I can only imagine like the tangling, the sweat, the like, no. Oh my God. The males have appeared, Queen. Yeah. Yeah, so like I'm good and fine. But you can tell who's trying to like who are the knockoffs in the coastal arena. Mm. I know. When I was prego, I was like, these things are huge, man. They were just uncomfortable to just to be there. um, they were yeah, they were just. I was like, oh, so this is what it's like to get fake tits because they were super duper firm, but like super super engorged and large and heavy and just like when I was doing like this, I remember talking about something and somebody was getting all huffy, like never mind, I maybe not, and putting like I was doing that for a certain type of feels of like the feels of being in that feels and when I put it like over my chest, like oh my God, I realized that's what it must be like to be like have big uns. I much prefer my large ass, my having a bigger bottom. It's out of the way. It's tucked out of the way. It serves a purpose. Mm, yeah, yeah, and yeah. So I'm I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm good. Life is balanced out all right. All right. So these are the header cards. The takeover and the takeover I shall. I mean, the magician coming up again on the recipient side. That's like oh, this is active. You see, he's stern. This is a different version of the emperor. Not everybody knows, and casting things. Do you know that I have a reverse candle that I had made, and I just started it, and I looked up the colors, and it has something to do with legal stuff. And my candle has been like, I have not had such a turbulent bitch of a candle. The top half is now super duper black and smoky. The flame is going like save me, bitch, save me. Like it's crazy in there. And it's so hot in with that flame that it peeled back, like it reverse incinerated the covering of the candle. That's insane. That is fucking insane. And I didn't have a certain thing that I wrote up to do spell work. And I have a backup. I have a second one to in case I need to do that. But this one, that shit is crazy. That tells me there's so much more that's going on than I realized. And what I've already picked up on is enough. It's more than enough to go on. So anyway, the moon card and the magician, that is some heavy shit. So it's like, thy will be done, Tina. My will be done. Yeah, magicians. All right, moving here. Okay, moving on with this. The night magician. That's crazy though. And I had to keep doing alchemy between two other candles, and whatchamacallit. I had to keep that candle from going nutsoids even further, like becoming unsafe. Ah, excuse me. And so whatchamacallit. It's doing that. It's doing its thing. Yeah, okay. Anyway. So, let me see here. King of Swords in reversal. With the back turned. Well intended. Well intended. Okay, internal. External. It's one that I out of inner circle. This one's well-intended and ill-intended. It's okay. Okay, I get it. Okay. So this one there's like some kind of fluctuation between being on my inner circle versus not being my inner circle. This one is, because of that, it tells me like this person moves accordingly. So whatever benefits the whatever position benefits his whatever he needs to get done, whether it's on the inner circle versus not the inner circle, if it's to confuse the other parties where he stands, but moreover, this is if I want to say like neutrally, this is an independent thinker, and so they just move accordingly according to what they see fit. And so but if I wanted to say like, what are we then? If I wanted to say, I don't want to waste my time. So, what are we? Or if someone was to shine the spotlight on them, like, who are you? Are you affiliated with them or with them? You know, like, then they would be like, I'm just doing my own thing. That's what this so you know what I mean? So they're well intended towards me. They're ill intended towards the people that fucked me over. That's what it is. But this is like poker face. But you don't even get the luxury of seeing the face. You get the luxury of seeing that it already happened. What's already going down because of this involvement. But for real, look, lightning strikes. Like, you see? You see? I am protected. I am safe. I am loved. Yay! Woo! Okay. Oh shit. I'm glad that you're enjoying this as at least a technical form of entertainment. This one is okay. It's the Hermit card. Look, it's the person that I have helped. Look, it's the thingy that I care about. That I'm like, yeah, I'm looking over them just as much as they're looking over me. Interesting. Blue is a strong color here. This is like the level of Poseidon, therefore OP type of energy. Interesting. You don't usually zero in on the color of the interior robing. Like, I didn't see that the last time I got this. But yeah, definitely. Interesting. So some of this is also happening in the darkness, in the night, incognito. So this ambiance carries over to what's truly transpiring. You know, I know it's probably not the exact color coding. Oh, it kind of is though. Look at that. The exact color coding. Yeah. So yeah. These things that are happening like incognito, like when you least expect it. Yeah, this can totally change the atmosphere, because even though it's like the same color gray, or finding the spots, like the gray area, the loopholes of when this can happen or whatever, this person is very well versed in their arena. I don't know what the frick they do, but they are very good at finding out how to resource their time and their methods, this is yeah, and they know how to, I wouldn't this is not like as cliche as like they know how to work the system. They know how to work the goods basically. Like even methods, they know how to fluctuate between here and there and with who. So it's more than just working a system. This is if this person was like a grandma, they would be a great like shamanic matchmaker, like a great consult type of energy. Like if we just shift it, like maybe that's in their lineage. You don't know that, but that's what it feels like. I don't get like a feminine energy from this, but I wouldn't doubt that this energy could fluctuate or like could parallel their skill set to a different role in their life. If they were somebody different, if they grew up on another side of the world, that they would know how to flex. What was I going to say about this? Yeah. So yeah, all of a sudden, you know, thunder, lightning. All right. Excuse me for just a second. Someone is trying to fuck a Rooney. I can feel it. Totally. Alright. What else? Okay, the takeover. Oh, okay. 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 So, temperance in reversal. A huge takeover. Like it caught them by a storm, by a wave. This is the Queen of Swords in reversal. It showed up initially before doing the shuffling, face forward, and now it's back turned. I was going to say something about it because we just talked about this thing here. So I'm witnessing all of this, right? But now I'm also mimicking that energy. When the wave comes through, when the storm comes through, taken by storm, taken by surprise, taken by a huge, huge wave, all you're going to see is my back turned. You see like the electrifying nature that's happening there. This is also an empowerment. Like this person's got my back. Like this is remember fortified, like a Faraday cage. So there's a power up there. So not interested in what you know, anybody lingering around has to say. That it didn't do anything about when I was also like drowning. They just walked on by. Something is here. Something is here. Master number 33 here. This is also seeing fellow empresses who pulled fuckaroonies drown. You see, like, as a wave comes through, it's quite devastating. So, like, you see their bodies washed up, and you're like, oh, well, that's what do you have to say about that? Yeah. So this is more than let the bodies hit the floor. This is like washed up energy of washed out energies. Eight of Pentacles in reversal. Yes, they did not do anything. They did not lift a finger to assist. It was all fake. Like, it was all half-assed. So I don't have to lift a finger to, like, I don't have to dig a grave for them. I don't have to put like a marker to commemorate their lifespan. What did they contribute? I don't know. I don't know. That's what that energy is. That's strange. This is very forthright. Yeah, it's a takeover. It's on, mother effer. It's on. That's what this week is about. Well, that's the kickoff anyway. This is Positive Affirmations Monday. Yeah. Okay, interesting. Move forward. Okay. They said move forward with this. Okay. Okay. Advice on my legal stuff today. King of Swords again. Opened up to Ace of Cups. Just know that I'm very well celebrated again. This is, I get Archangel Michael off of this. I usually do, like, sitting back, just watching everything transpire to see, like, okay, so what have they picked up? What have they learned along the way? Let me just observe, like, how things are, picking up. Yeah, that's Archangel Michael right there. This is whatever I was wearing was too warm. Now this is too. I'm gonna have to get another, like, t-shirt. Okay, I just grabbed whatever was there. The spirit realm. Hold on, what is this? Is it MLK? What? Yeah, liberation for sure. I thought that was crazy. I didn't realize that MLK Day was up for question. Like it's Columbus Day, Or I don't know. It's just weird. Yeah, it was just weird to me. Is it really MLK Day? Oh no, let me see. Yeah, it is. Oh wait. Yesterday was new moon energy? I'm glad I went out to the beach. Yeah. Rock on. I did it. And I successfully made a good pizza dough for dinner. And I haven't done that ever. And then what else? What else did I do? I don't know. That was good though. I decided to sit on the beach for a little bit after walking. That's when I noticed the cloud stuff, and I might do that a little bit more often. Yeah. Anyway, what were we going here for? Okay, so, some advice, yeah? Just know that I am celebrated by the Most High's biggest support crew. And what else? So I think this is more so like having confidence, like in the great beyond. Okay, because I can't expect the lower levels here, especially the ones that are immediately doing harm, to see any of that, to give any power to that. They assume greater power in manipulating the activities here. And so like it's just important for me not to stoop to their level, or yeah, it's important for me not to stoop down to their level. Like if the true display of confidence in where I stand and who supports me more so is going to be very telling if I just kind of focus on um um the the substantial figures, like the worthy figures, the most valuable, who give me accolades. Yeah. So it's not that they just that these support figures are valid and that they agree with me, but I am well liked and well celebrated by these figures, and that's the ultimate leverage. So they wouldn't do that for nothing, and so let's see how this thing rolls, you know? Like that should give me the ultimate like confidence in moving forward. If I make a mistake, it's an honest mistake, and anybody who treats me like shit or makes me feel like shit, that is their projection and they'll just have to deal with that. I won't have to. What? People are jealous of your life? Yeah. New moon in Capricorn? Okay, so the intention of really putting the work in, like that's persistence, that good work and good intention doesn't go unnoticed, that is always rewarded, and it always brings prestige, like dignity, beyond oneself. Okay, so death in reverse and Nine of Wands in reverse. So this is orbiting a new premises, because this is transformational in its value, but it's not saying like don't show, like not showing up to this is kind of like graduation, but nobody's there to support you. Like you have a bunch of empty seats. When they call your name, it's just silent. A pin drops. There's nobody like clapping for you. Nobody there for you. Nobody shows up. That's one aspect of it, and I feel like that's some sense true. But I don't really feel like that anymore. There's a lot more energy. I can see the signs even within my feed, even within this forum, that shows that I'm being heard, that I'm given some type of reward. But this, again, like this is not where the buck stops as well. So in Nine of Wands, this is kind of like, I'm not here, I'm here. Like what is it? I'm here for myself. I'm leveraging myself. Somebody was like tapping me here. So it's like, come on, it's time to go. So this is like, I'm around town, but I'm not, how do I say this? This is kind of weird. This is having impact without being immediately available. So, basically, if I have something to say, I'm just going to say it. It's a different version, a higher level version of being short but sweet. So There's brevity in what I've got to say. Everything's factual. And then no lingering energies. And then class dismissed. Okay. Where's, what's the, when can I expect to hear back? And then final closing, if anything's lingering, just like, okay, so the action items repeated again. You're going to do this. You're going to do that. Okay, I expect that in writing. Can I get that on an email? Whatever, you know. And then we circle back by this date, etc. Treat it like a project, okay? That cannot be fumbled. So... Nine of Wands in reversal, I get that the feeling that this does not have to go to court. And if it does, somebody up there is going to be very, very upset. Not just the people of the court, but other energies are going to be very, very upset about the time wasted. Yes, that's true. Okay. No, that's just a reiteration. It does not need to go to court. Things will be turned around. Okay. Yeah, like tables will be turned. Okay. I even asked if it has to like require a conference call, and it said not. It does not. This can just be carried out through email and recorded. Yeah, because anybody can say like, "Oh, I don't remember I don't recall that." I don't. Yeah, that's what that is. All right. Okay. Anything else from this? Elaborate. Okay. Okay. 9 of Swords. Okay. 10 of Swords. 2 of Cups, and then the Knight of Cups in reversal. Yeah. So it's just emphasizing this stuff here. You turn the situation around with your tone, the brevity, and just point blank, this is what I expect, you know, that kind of energy. I am the client. Like if we need to go line by line on every contract and the timeline, I can do that. But I'm not going to pay for us to go over your shit where you fumbled, okay? If you charge me for that, I will take you to court. There's legitimacy in that. I will report you. I know you have your own business, but businesses have to answer to a greater entity as well. Yeah. So there's that. Turn the tables. Be brief. It doesn't take more than what it needs to. Facts are facts. Okay. All right. There's a huge emphasis on that. It's escalating. If it has to escalate, it will be done, and it will be done very well. And this is all for the sake of, what do you call it? This is compliance with a happy ending. That's what that is. This is in its most legal, straightforward context, that is compliance with a happy ending. Yeah, for sure. That's a big handshake. Great job. We can move on with our lives. Knight of Cups in reversal. Sometimes you have to romance this type of energy, like coerce yourself, like, oh, I'm like, you know how they say in manifestation, you have to envision it, you have to feel the feels. You're in vacation, you're $1,000,000. Not only are you $1,000,000, you're sitting on $1,000,000. Yeah, what does the coast look like? What does the air feel like on your skin? You know, that kind of shit. What is the scent in the air? Okay, that's what you have to do in this. You have to coerce yourself to these matters, to getting them done, like the happy ending. Yes, peace shall be made. You know why? Because we don't have to input any other minute of the day in this. It's done. Psst. Okay, so that's what I think that's the most joyous occasion. So on one side, there's legitimate, like, standing. Okay, there's, singularly speaking, legitimate standing. Okay, I was like that before I even entered, and I'm even more so in the duration of it all. Even with this bullshit happening, I'm in my castle of, like, my big bubble of non-bullshitteries. Okay, I know I didn't bullshit anybody. I know I was trying to keep things aligned. And if anybody was intelligent and righteous in the matter, they would see where I was going with certain figures or this and that. And so they fell through on one of those things or both of those things. Okay, that was obvious. I'm not being mean or dumb or slanderous. That is factual. You have to have either one of those or both of those missing to get us to this plate. And so so there's that. Okay, rather than dealing with the suspicions and of, like, oh, where were you on this night, or blah 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 blah, or spiritually speaking, what was happening under the tables, you know, that I can just speak to its legitimacy and its dry context, here to there. I'm still right. And then there's also, so that's the meat of it. Then one side of the bread, or one side of the sandwich, is the bread that we're, you know, spiritually speaking, I am heavily supported and celebrated. And then on the other side is the romanticism. Yes, we're done with this. Like, happy ending for everybody. We can move on with our lives. It feels good to be done with this. Legit. Yes, they can guess. And we'll keep notes. We'll keep notes. We'll keep notes. Yeah. So that's what's happening. We have a good sandwich here. Okay. Whatever they did to, like, say, you know, scurry off, make me a sandwich, you know, that kind of, like, sexist pat on the head, like, oh, you don't know better because you don't know anything about cars. You want to get an oil change? Oh, you had this, so many of these, all these things going on. Did you know that? Did you know that? Anyway, we have to order a special part. Anyway, Eight of Wands, communication time. Open to the Ace of Wands in reverse. Pencils down. Notes already taken. Time to communicate. It's true. It's true. It's true when you're a female. I don't like to pull the feminist card, but dude, for sure. Buying a car, getting your car fixed, remedied, you know, whatever, even if it's basic, like tire rotation. You only get the hookups if you are shown as very, like, in the like the spiritual community, you know, the underworld of the spiritual community. If you're, like, if you're very, very well known, like, people can see in your auric fields, in your blood, in your energy, that you have a very strong lineage of like, great community support, like, totally legit, like how royalty should be, and just well recognized, and you're trying to do the right thing. That's how you get the hookups. People not gonna, like, oh, look at this, oh, first this is where you take the notes, this is okay, this is what you really want to know. Did you hear me? Okay, tell me when you're ready to, okay, you got your pen, okay. stupid. Treat me like I'm stupid. Anyway. So time to communicate. Okay. And people act like their egos are busted, like I'm emasculating them for speaking facts. Like, you are the one that's doing this. 5 of Pentacles. It looks like it's accentuated in form, but looking at the energy, it's dominantly inverted, but so therefore in reversal inverted. So this is knowing that you don't lack anything anywhere. Okay. These are the kind of energies that, you know, like, what is it? Karma comes back around, whatever. What we were talking about, karma, like it circles back basically. These are the energies that have a chip on their shoulder because somebody emasculated them by saying, like, I don't know, dude. Oh my god, I just heard, oh my god. Okay, 18 and up. Okay. I was like, it's like, I just heard, oh god, hold on. Let me just like, let me clear my throat and have some tea for a second. You even put well serviced and said, is that how you eat a pussy? That's what I heard. That's what I heard. And then I see well serviced on there, but that's what it is. You know, like, people are going to try to dumb you down in certain arenas that are not familiar to you, but that's what it feels like. That's why they have to like stomp their feet in areas that they feel more knowledgeable about, and they can try to get away with, you know, I'm going to get back at my ex-girlfriend or my ex-wife or my, you know, whatever through this person that, you know, just because they're the same sex, or, you know, maybe because they're both brunettes, because, or maybe they're the same height, or maybe because they have a certain tone in their voice, whatever the frick. People are go dumb like that. And I feel like it's, again, I'm not pulling the feminist card again. I'm just looking at patterns. This guys are more guilty of it than females. But let me just double check here. Let me try to find an instance for females. Let me see here. Oh, just like, okay, I know that is like a human thing. Okay, that's just our culture. Okay, that's our current culture, how we're programmed. Males are more likely to do that than females, are more guilty of doing that than females. Because I like the group guy thing. You know, like when one person gets divorced, then they like find every reason to get into everybody else's business to say like, oh, you could do this and do that to her. You know, remember, try to do this or whatever. You know, it's like that bullshit. To try to get back at their ex through another affiliate. You know, it's that shit is crazy. Females, I don't. So, like I said, I understand that's more likely a human thing to do. So for me, I recognize that, and so I really, part of my shadow work is trying not to be disgusted or triggered by other energies that physically look like my ex, or that smell like my ex. Like they're like, he smells like there's like, I don't know, dude. It's like a certain chemistry of like putting on, slathering on too much sunblock, and so like the stressors in their chemical make, this along with the smells of like too much sunblock, it makes me like, it makes me like, it makes me feel very ill. Like it makes me want to puke. That's what it is. And then just certain things, like when I smell alcohol lingering in someone's breath, it's just stuff like that. Or those are like shallow things, I feel like, that I need to kind of reset on. But even still, like, you know how dogs can trained dogs can sense, or like pick up on the scent of people, I think for Alzheimer's, or, you know, like early onslaught of some sort of thing. Like they give off like a chemical smell. So maybe that is legit in that, because we're all evolving. I'm not calling myself a dog. I'm just saying that they're, you know, clear, it's a clear. Yeah, and so that might be legit. But other stuff like aesthetics, like questioning, having to second question people who have blue eyes, having to second question like other things, you know. So what am I saying in all of that? Oh, behaviors and yeah, and all of that. Other readers say smells that bother us from other energies can also mean karmic or demonic areas, auras. Yeah, I'm pretty sure, like, he didn't smell like that when we were like younger, but then like as he started becoming more secluded, more private, more whatchamacallit, more flirty with other people, more like drank a lot more, and I'm sure, and reintroducing himself with other people who were doing other types of drugs, and like, oh no, not me, I did not say yes, you know, or but I didn't do it, it's like, great, so I guess you are just about to do it then. Okay. Yeah, so that's what I'm dealing with. So that's when I started to notice, like, that's when I picked up on the scent. I picked up on it. It was just like this, it was very much a chemical. I think it was more of like the stressor type of energy, also the hiding things. There was, I don't know how to describe it, but I've smelt it on one or two other people before. So there's that. And that's why I think I am more open to, like, should I even say it? Hold on. They say that it's safe. My guides say that it's safe. I know, contrary to like I don't know, like CIA or any other like investigative type of energies, they say like you probably shouldn't be talking about like all these personal things or whatever. But I check the energies on the greater thans, and they say no, it's safe. I can speak my piece. So for you know how like you have types or whatever. So yeah, bad breath. Yeah, for sure. He started like smelling that for a while, and it was just it's, yeah. No, that there's dark energies that their breath actually smells like shit. And that's for sure. Like I didn't know that, cuz I did, I know we're jumping from to the subject to subject, but okay. So I knew this with the person that I had casually met up, not the meetup, like not the meetup type of energy, but it was from the establishment. We just met up. I was like, okay, let's break the mold, or whatever, and you know, it seems nice or whatever. He was my bigger supporter, and he didn't give me that vibe. But then he was the one that was like, after telling him about psychic attacks, that he was intrigued about it rather than disturbed for me that I was being attacked. Like, so he was more intrigued and excited about wanting to know how to do that. And I was like a big rattler, woo, woo. And anyway, as soon as that happened, I knew that was like this is bad news, man. This is bad news. And so that's when I started smelling like shit on his breath, you know, in his exhales, and I didn't know what it was. I was like, what is that fucking smell? And I only realized that like the identical nature of shit as I was taking a shit in my private time. It was like, yeah, it was maybe, but it was like, my shit doesn't usually smell like that. Oh my God. And so like, so I was, and so since it was close proximity to that understanding, like it was like 1, 2, 3 times, like third time's a charm. It happened 3 times that my shit smelled like his breath. And I was like, what the fuck is that? That's fucking crazy. And that drew me back to something from my childhood. The person that taught me how to crochet or whatever, her breath smelled like that too. So she was doing some bad like Santeria bullshit on me as a child. I remember having migraines after school and this and that, but it didn't, I don't remember how like it felt, like if it was like a migraine or if it was partially a psychic attack, but I think it must have been a psychic attack too, because I was out, you know. And so and she would get very offended when people would make fun of her speaking, her English. And it's like, I don't make a fun of you, you make a fun of me. What, I could make a fun of you, you know, that kind of energy. And so like everybody knew that you know, she was kind of like picked on like that. So I think her retaliation was taking energy from children like myself. And there's no mistake, it was like, it's very distinct, that shit smell on breath. And so and like, I'm a healthy girl, so I will go to the bathroom just like anybody else. And so there's a very distinct smell. So I know that that energy is around my in my auric fields when I smell, when my shit smells like that. Like, seriously. And it was very distinct. Just like when I see somebody like in my feed shuffling, you know, like the dance shuffle thing, that also links up, somebody's in my auric fields again, that electrician that that from another establishment, he was my other supporter or whatever, um and he was very manipulative, very like, just like rinky dink type of energy. Anyway, I know that he's trying to get all in my auric fields when I see like shuffling on my feed. Definitely. Or something about electrician stuff, or there's certain facts that I know about him, and when I see that come amongst my environment, I know he's trying to like get in my space or do some kind of like black magic type of work, because he's affiliated with roaches as well, like that's his little emblem thing. And so that's how I know. Okay, let's go back now. I don't even know how. Oh, you brought that up, and then we just had to talk about it. We had to talk about it. It was exact, uncanny. Yes, stagnant energy that needs cleansing. The sign of toxic inner emotions like deep anger, resentment. Yeah, that's it. Or shame that are not being expressed or healed. Yes, it's very much hidden and projected through victimizations, and it's a cue to cleanse the body. Yeah, for sure. I'm telling you, it's very distinct. Like, it's not, it's not the type of shit. It's not what I ate. It's not like the amount. It's not like, I know this is TMI, but I'm just telling people out there, if you are having to deal with certain things in your life, you don't have to. You don't have to question your body with certain things. Like when you're in your norm, when you have that distinct link, that is telling you something right then and there. Those are the footnotes, you know? And so, what was I going to tell you? Oh, yeah. Okay, so my type, okay? And so because of understanding human nature, I am teaching myself not to be triggered by shallow aesthetics that link up to other energies that have done me wrong. Like, Oh yeah. So for my, let's say my ex's best friend that hit on me, he was one of the best men in our wedding, one of the twins. That was so that was so disrespectful. Like that was so, that wasn't just disrespectful, but that was like, that was so that was despicable energy. Like that, what do you that energy is repulsive. That is there's no excuse for any of that. To hit on me that hard, and then pretend like when I call it out, then he pretends like I don't know what you're talking about, like try to gaslight me. Like that was so fucking gross. Anyway, he looks like when somebody has like his kind of hairstyle or his facial, like his skin coloring or a combination of that, I'm like, oh, don't, that, no, I'm not into that. I have to like psychically tell other, because it, okay, that happened. There's how do I say it? There's another spiritualist that carried on the same looks as that person that, you know, that person that was the best man in our wedding, one of the best men in our wedding. And so I had a psychic opinion that I think that guy tapped into, that like I can't be, I'm not interested, like I'm grossed out by the fact that I'm spooked out by the fact that you look like that energy, like so um and so I'm just really grossed out by that. So I think that's why I'm more open to um more than just white people. Like I um I think maybe when I was a teenager, that's when I started liking white boys. um and then I just didn't get over that. And I'm not against it right now, but that was the only kind of peoples that I was into ever. And then you know, I'm what's true for me now is I'm a lot more open, and I'm more sapiosexual. I realize I'm more sapiosexual than anything, because it was just a lot of for the whole time that I've known him, so more than half of my life, thus far, it was there was no intellectual thing ever. There was no spark of that. There was no cue of that. Nothing whatsoever. That was reciprocated. And so I found that is not a trigger. That's more of a yearning, and therefore a requirement when it comes to getting in closer proximity to me. Now, that doesn't mean like, oh, you have to know how to quote this and that. You just, there's different variations of intelligence. And for me, it is absolutely required. All right. Gifts unlocked. The takeover. It's on, mother effer. It's on. You're weak for light eyes. Oh yeah. So that's the thing. When I got into college, I was like, damn, I realized I'm into dudes that, or I found people to be very attractive who had like light eyes and dark, like dark hair. Like, oh my god. And then what was it? I think I've always found Creole people to be beautiful, male or female. I just just beautiful. The skin colorings, the light eyes, the like the curly hair that can come off also light and like lighter than mine, and just I don't know, it's like a bit of like French, black, Spanish, I don't know, dude. Like, I think they're still beautiful. Absolutely. Like, they don't have to have the chiseled features. It's more of like I don't even know, it's like a timeless, beautiful, like, I don't even understand it. Like a more well-versed version of the Mona Lisa. You know what I mean? Like, it was just you have to love your own kind. So I'm a lot more flexible now with aesthetics and backgrounds and all of that. I'm definitely a lot more open. I think it's more just about the energy. Yeah, but the other thing though, I don't know if I can get over. This is like my biggest shadow work ever. Can I say it? Is it safe? Yeah. With the way I am, it's totally safe. Okay. I don't know if, how do I say it? I'm trying to not limit myself to my preference, or I'm trying to expand my preferences beyond an older age range. Like, for me, the same age and younger, I don't think it'll work out. Like, I just like my initial feels on that is like dude, I don't know. We're gonna test drive this thing, but I just don't. I believe more in, let's say, those that are over 5 years of my age. You know, like, yeah, over, not 5 years. And like, no, it has to be, like, for me, understanding the maturity level and all of that, I don't know about anyone younger. I don't know, dude. Let me see what they have to say about that. How old are you? Okay, these Ace of Pentacles and 9 of Swords in reverse. This shows me that I will only be offered the ones that fit, like nothing but the best. This is the Ace of Pentacles. This is magical. This is coming from, spirit. This is absolutely, this is it, right? 9 of Swords in reverse, I don't have to worry about that stuff. Yeah, that's what they're saying. Don't worry about the age, as much. I may have like a cutoff point, like, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'm not, no. No. You're a little older than I am. Okay. They said only, like I said, energetically, and that is what I'm most concerned about. energetically. And so he said, don't worry about the rest of the stuff. Okay. Alrighty. Oh, 8 of Wands, extroverted communication. All right, so some people are gonna shoot their shot, but like it's all simultaneous. It's look, this is like these are like arrows, but this is like look, that's crazy. What? Who? I don't know with men. I've dated both sides and still it's a flop. I haven't dated a female yet. I mean, well, we're not going to go into podcast mode, okay? But I have not dated a female. Okay. Yet. It's better to go with the energies. Yeah, sometimes you think it's a hit and then it's a flop. Yeah. Maturity knows no age, right? Yeah. There is a cutoff. There has to be a cutoff. Like, dude, I have kids. You know what I mean? Like, I don't. There has to be a cutoff. Like, I'm not gonna date anybody who has the potential of being, you know, my kids' homies, you know, like I don't no. No. Go off. Go. Finish your schooling. Finish. No, dude, no. Not dating teenagers, yeah. Oh, not bisexual. I meant both spectrums of ages. Oh, sorry. I almost TMI'd the heck out of this place. Okay. No, the older men, you give me the creep vibes, and the younger men just don't care enough. Yeah, the younger dudes I found are just not as experienced, so they I'm not saying like they're ultimately immature, but if they're not most interested in sowing their seed, they're most interested in like moving around at the very least. They like to know what their options are, so it's like I'm just not going to be treated like that. I'm just not interested in sorry, just give me a second. I just got all mashed up here. Okay, getting back on this. I got a little jumbled up over here. I kind of X'd myself out a little bit. I like older men. I like older men. I do. But like I haven't like traveled very much. I don't go out very much to really say anything much about younger men, except that they're they're not as certain with what they want, and if they are, it is for the moment, and the moment's taking, the moment's knowing. And so as far as like an investment, like being involved, like they're like, you can't expect anything more from them other than short term. That's what, like, to boil it down, they could be all in, but they're not, they're still, I don't know. I don't know what to say about it. Let me see, what does my expanded vine panel of the Infinite 8 want to say about that? They said I can ask anything, so I shall take that into consideration. Knight of Pentacles. Okay, let's see what they deliver. When they're here, they're here. That's what they're saying. When they're here, they're here. It took a while for them to be who they are, where they are right now, in the here, in the now. But, like, what else? What else? So they're very kind of like point blank, like, what do you feel about it? Is it this? And it's either like, it's more of like a yes, no answer. It's like, it's just kind of like black and white. There's no big nuance to it. Well, how do I say it? There's no nuances to it. So when I say there's a lack of experience, it's because there's, they could go full immersion mode in what they understand to be full immersion, the physicality of it, the technicality of it. But when we speak about like the experiential form of it, like really tapping into it, not everybody taps into all of it. And so they may not get their takeaways, their lessons, their experiences are not as well versed as someone who has matured, you know? And so that's what I'm saying there. Like, there's, so speaking like that in a greater sense, when I am involved with them, I don't, it's one of those things, one of those, just one of their experiences. You know what I mean? That's, yeah, Knight of, or is it Page? Page. Yeah, Page of Cups in reversal. Secret Admirer. Yeah, like, it depends on what you want, okay? So I'm not gonna ding anybody for doing whatever, but for me, like, maybe things will change a bit, you know? Maybe, like, how the fuck am I gonna know? Maybe I do want something that's lighthearted, maybe, and not super committed. Maybe I just, like, yeah, maybe I don't want anything really super committed. And I just want to, like, enjoy my time with somebody who is authentically good and loyal to me, and that's cool. We don't, like, it doesn't have to be that deep. And I could fill in the blanks, like, which is like, I'm going to continue to self-love. I can fill in the blanks. I don't have to rely on anybody for, you know, not saying that not saying the other way around that I wouldn't. It's just saying, like, I'm good if somebody has shortcomings in that area is because of a lack of experience and age or whatever. You know, it's like, maybe my life will change a little bit on that accord. But that's the reality of it. You know. What else? Anything else? Let's see. Ace of Cups in reverse. So that's being very real with self. Like, it's a matter of, like, what floats your boat. Because when you date, at least when they're speaking to me, when I'm dating younger, that means that I have to continue to make it a point of self-love, self-care, and that I, like, it's not the same full immersion experience. And so yeah, that's what they're saying there. and not a creep or a liar. Good and loyal, yeah, and not a creep or a liar. Okay, where's my drink? Oh my gosh, we're nearing 2 hours because we're having a conversation. Anyway, let's go ahead and just close this one out because 2 hours, oh, nearly 2 hours. Damn, it's okay. All right, so yeah, so if I desire to be with a or opt into a younger energy or same age, younger, whatever, then this is part of the guidelines, which is like I need to have my space as well, and a lot more love. So meaning like a lot more dialogue of oh, the watch hours. Oh, that's true. Okay, that's true. I didn't even think about that. So this is okay, this energy is not dependent on me. This part is dependent on me. This is my part in doing that, filling in the blanks. And you know they're here when they're here, and as much as they can be here, they're here. And so like if I date younger or the same age, like same ages, then there's gonna have to be a lot more displays of love, you know what I mean? Like it's gonna have to come into a greater capacity. Like I'm gonna have to be their baby girl. They're gonna have to show up like in full. No half-assed. That's what it is. Like if I want the most out of that experience, then that's a requirement. Like what do you call it? If they like if it's not like a big ass commitment or whatever, they're still gonna have to show like huge displays of like of affection, that kind of energy. Because I'm not gonna like, why be with a regular degular? Like I can do that for myself, you know. I don't. That's what that is. So let me see. Okay, they said I can convey a little bit more on this one. I don't know if I'm getting the watch hours. I mean, it says the average view duration is it's quite low, but anyway, that's enlightenment. That's the truth. I have seen the light of my days with these energies. Okay, so I'm not Xing them out. They're just like there are other terms here, because like okay, let's say if I go within my preferred age range of 6 years older and up, then those energies would automatically do this. They would automatically do this. Like you don't have to say shit about it. They would know. But these younger folk or whatever, they don't really know. They don't really know. They don't. They're used to the norm of whoever they like date, and not saying that they have bad taste or whatever. They just haven't. They're not me, and so you have to like convey this to them. You have to convey that to them. Yeah, that's just where I'm at. Yes, because the thing is that it's also a challenge for me to not be as invested. So part of the benefit is that like in me having to do that, like part of the real deal in that is that like I can't retract. I can't go like, oh, here's 80% of me, you know what I mean? Like this is me 100, like they're getting 100% of me, maybe like a little less fraction of the time, that's what I'm saying as far as less committed. But like, I'm not going to come in like, oh, 75, 80%, you know, like, meh, you know, do you know how much of a challenge that is for me? No, no, I'm going to come in at that. So you come in with your full ass self, because the percentage of me is my matured, fuller percentage of me. That's what I'm saying. So, you either get it or you don't, but that's just that. What would be my nickname while I am wearing the suit? I don't know what you're... All right, okay. Moving forward. I feel like that's good so far. Yeah? All right. Yes. Okay, so now it is takeaways time. Okay? Yeah? And should I do red flags? No, takeaways time. This is the first deck. Okay, second deck. Third. And then fourth. Okay. Okay, first deck is Four of Wands. Yay, Home and Hearth, self-realization. I know where I'm at. That's good. Destiny in its old school form. I mean, these are certain deities that are very much involved in this. This makes me feel like it's like fate type of energy. There are energies from the beyond that are hold the greatest power in the assist of like the cranking. Anyway, there's that. Okay. Bottom of the deck of this is Eight of Cups in reverse, a comeback or revival. With Six of Pentacles in reverse, it's time to receive or not to overgive. Okay. Top of the deck, or bottom of the deck is Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Pay attention to your own garden, your own, stay in your lane. Temperance in reversal, because the big wave, the inundation is going to come through. Okay. Okay. Bottom of the deck, Queen of Cups. This is highly intuitive energy, borderline psychic. Well cared for. Okay. Top of the deck, no secret to the sauce. Justice, well cared for. Yes, wonderful. All right, that's very much justified. Okay. Okay. All right, so 2 takeaways for my super duper refined divine collective. First one. Oh, 2 of Cups. Wonderful, wonderful. Good to see that. Healed energies coming together. The Devil card, highly attractive energy. Borderline obsessive. Yeah, I was like, I want you here. Right here and now. What the heck? Healed energies. There's like a longing here. I don't understand, but let's figure this out. Two of Cups again. Oh my God. They're on both sides. They're like... What is this? Holy crap. This is devil card. This is, oh my gosh. The devil is the meat of this sandwich. It's, I want you here right here now. This is like the 2 of Cups on the breads. Like, that's crazy. That is freaking crazy. That's crazy. Like, both sides are, like, you read my mind. That's, I'm down for that. Okay. So all queens, you're not a same-sex, you know, energy. Like you don't have to answer that. You don't have to answer that. That's okay. I thought you were. You might. I don't know. Maybe I got you confused with somebody else. I'm. What happens when you're channeling? Maybe because I'm not. I don't always. It's been a complicated journey and getting support from females. Support and accolades. All right, so King of Wands in reverse. What is this? What is the King of Wands doing here, dude? It's not a player. I felt the energy. I asked it a couple times. Bring on the living. Yeah. I don't know. Something. I don't know what this King of Wands is doing here. I don't know. Let me see. It's external. This is well-intended energy, but if you give them a chance to slip up, then they will. That kind of energy. That's true. But they would naturally want to be well-intended. Yeah, initially. Okay. Someone I don't know. Someone my collective doesn't know as well. You know, if this is your vibe. Someone who's standing objective. Observing. Sussing things out. Oh my goodness. Hold on. Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, they'll bring it. They're here. They are here. These energies are here. So like maybe they have like a little case of playerhood, but like that's not their prominent energy. That's not their intention. But if you give if you give them a chance to hold around, if you give them these are the energies, if you give them an inch, they will take the freaking mile. They like they run the freaking marathon. That's that energy. That is not what they intend, though. But if you show them your hoey side, they deals on. They cannot reverse. They cannot see what they cannot unsee what they've seen. That's the truth. You've tried the girl friendship thing, but I may just be a little odd on my own. And it's hard for people to get me, and I don't try anymore. If you're gonna like me, then good. If not, I'm good too. Yeah. Yeah, so that's what this energy is. I know this because I've seen it in real life. It was me doing one of those like what if things, like and that is absolutely true. But I wouldn't say that this that they were more so like upright energy. I can tell that was their like main introduction, like foot in the door type of energy. But that was me testing out if I really see the energy for what it is for real, or like am I just imagining, you know? And but with that display of reality, I know that this energy, like, that's for real. Yeah, definitely. Oh, I felt my arms. Okay, so that's your first takeaway. Your second takeaway is introduction. Okay. Perhaps you will be introduced to new people. Or people will be introduced to you. The Seven of Swords in reverse. No bullshit. Okay. One guideline is no bullshit, so no lead-ons to those possibilities, like any mischief. Okay, 3 of Pentacles in reverse because it has to do with pending partnerships, like pending opportunities. So this is not the area where you're like, it's not necessarily like playing it safe. This is just etiquette upon introduction. You know, that's what that is. Page of Pentacles. Yeah, this is a new investment. Definitely. Okay, that's good. Okay. All right. So this is just like a matter of I don't think anything more has to be said about this. I mean, if anything, if it's dating, like pacing yourself, it is just an introduction. So yeah, that's what it is. Mogwai for sure. Okay. 1, 2 takeaways for my partners in peace and quiet, which includes myself. 3 of Swords in reverse. No harm, no fouls. Did you hear the sirens in the background? I don't know why that was. King of Cups, okay. Okay. For me, that's external to me. Throne of Movement, okay. Ten of Swords in reversal, Phoenix, okay. Getting somewhere here. Okay, cool, cool. This is highly auspicious for this week, which is, you know, wonderful to hear. You heard them earlier, yeah, okay. 5 of Swords in reversal. So it's kind of like an immediate humbling of those that did me harm by a variety of means, or even a singular. This is like the summary report that the devil is taking it into their own hands. Like, dirty deeds done dirt cheap is what I'm hearing. That's basically saying it was definitely not worth it. Trying to do me in. Definitely not worth it. Like, it may appear that like I came in like out like like maimed a bit, you know, like because they're on a wheelchair or whatever, but compared to the consequence of it, of the evildoers, I came out unscathed, both me and my partners in peace and quiet, for sure. I'm just surrounded by swords. We're surrounded by swords here. So there's a 10, there's a 5, 15, and then there's 3 over here. That's from the 3 of Swords in reverse. 18 swords, that's manifestation, that's full moon energy. If we want to do the true math on it, it is still absolutely correct. It's the moon card in reverse because all the swords are in reversal. So whether that's new moon energy, like cosmically intentional to like humble the shit out of these people, these energies, or if it's also confirming that black magic and illusions ain't got nothing you got nothing out of me, like nothing. Like it's that energy is impotent. That's what that is. That's just what that is. All right, so that's the first takeaway. Yeah. Okay, second takeaway is Knight of Swords in reverse. That is focus. Feels like focus group. I don't know why, but I'm hearing focus group anyway. But this reminds me of like one of those like Renaissance paintings, like biblical. Do you see it? Like the you see like the clouds, the way that they're done. Okay. Anyway, the Empress in reverse. That's ill-intended energies, and that's external. Yeah, okay. Let me see what Spirit's trying to tell me about that. Four of Wands. I'm trying to affect my homes, or like my natal chart houses, or me and my... hold on, let me see here. Okay, they are, but the greater scrutiny is placed on their charts. So other people are like, they're affiliates or whatever, or like focus group energy. The people that were once affiliated with them, and others are also honing in, like they have personal information or have access to, or have accessed this energy. Is like this fake empress. Yeah, just ultra abusive feminine energy. Those are the ones that are like, oh, that's how you eat pussy? That's that energy. Like as a power play, like sex role thing, like a fetish thing, you know, like very condescending, and like they don't care how they come off, but they try to choose guys that are like really like, you know, talk shit kind of energy, but like they find even greater pleasure in people who are not prepared to hear that shit, you know, like I didn't sign up for that, you know. They just practice it on people who are more accepting of that stuff and are into that stuff, the talk down to me type of stuff, so that they can be more emphatic and like hit other energies who are not signed up for that where it really hurts. And that's how I know, like that is the epitome of like a really cruel like that's a fake empress for sure. Like they know how to like bake bread, they know how to break bread, they know how to, you know, they know how to do like, oh, kind of like, oh, let me do that for you. They might, you know, that shit as a cover, but that's, yeah. So others are turning the tables on this energy and looking at their houses to really know how to deconstruct this bullshit. The Hierophant in reverse. Okay. Yeah, they are breaking the rules. Like this is kind of like coven energy. Like that coven is long gone, and like it has dissolved. Yeah, there's like breaking of alliances. There's this is a huge breakup energy. Like nothing's sacred. Like so like they're so, except like some are banding together, like the main common goal is to take down this energy. It is an ultimate focus group where the tables have turned, which is crazy. You call them Jesus lady. Yeah. Yes, right. That is crazy. I've never seen a reading like that. All right. Okay, so my 3 takeaways. First one. Two of Wands in reversal. So this is like to be determined, to be announced, to be discussed. No, to be determined, to be announced. It feels like judgments in the air. Okay. Okay, give me a second here. Okay. Clarified by plans en route though. Ace of Cups. Okay. It's just like, this is kind of like being in the lobby, but this is like a big ass lobby. This is not like, I'm used to like smaller companies, hole in the wall companies or establishments. just to make it kind of like easier for myself to like navigate, and especially when it comes to establishments, I haven't gone to like big ones, because I just, my understanding is the impression of like Hollywood type of energy, like a certain look, a certain this or that or whatever. But like, that's not true. It's really not true. It's also about energy. So Ace of Cups here. This is like, I don't know, going into like Google or some kind of like Wall Street type of firm, and they're saying like you're in the lobby area, and so it's much more expansive, and so like just have a cup of water. Like, would you like a coffee instead? That kind of energy. So just like make yourself comfortable in this atmosphere, because what will be will be. And I'm obviously in there for a good reason. So yeah, Ace of Wands in reverse. Pencils down. This is not the time for note taking. Like, hold on. Well, it's more so like, yeah. This is like the short story format. So, like, it's not necessarily like stop taking notes. This is just stop like getting into it like that. Like this is just like sit, absorb the atmosphere, tell me what you see, like what you pick up on. This is like a mini meetup where like, what are your takeaways from this meeting, you know? This is one-to-one, like, what are we talking about here? Okay, you got it. Okay, cool. Okay, move on. That kind of energy. I need to get used to doing more of that in this new environment. That's what they're saying. Because they said I can. The star card in reverse, yeah. There's like a built-in operating system which remembers, and the sensations, the experience, like everything that needs to be picked up on, it's housed right here. I got it. Everything else is non-essential and doesn't matter. That's generally what they're talking about. Yeah, okay. Four of Swords in reverse. Again, recuperating. Or I've, attainment of all the things that are, due for me. That were lost, forgotten, exploited, stolen. The High Priestess. Yes, I know. Cool. Justice. That's true. That is absolutely true. It's firm. Again, this thing is called Gifts Unlocked 3, Season 3, Episode 4, The Takeover. It's on, mother effer. It's on. Okay. Knight of Cups. Okay. This is like the romantic part of the story. Like, this is the part where it's like, oh my goodness. This is like where I'm... this is where like my fairy godmother comes in and like bippity boppity boo, and after I thought the world has turned to shit, everybody guesses what's theirs, and I'm here like stuck cleaning, like with tenfold chores to ensure that I'm not going to be able to go to the ball, whatever. I'm super fucked, and so like bippity boppity boo, and then I get to like spin around in my gown like, oh I can go. That kind of energy. Okay. Okay, so that's my first takeaway. I think so. Yeah, I think that's my first takeaway. Okay. Right? Hold on. I don't remember if the other one was my second takeaway. No, that's my first takeaway. Okay. My second takeaway is Knight of Cups again. What the heck? Double up on the Knight. Okay, suitors are coming. Suitors are coming. Is it? Winter is coming. Brace yourself. That's what that is. That is crazy shit. It's cuffing season. I was going to say, personal note, anytime I do go to the beach, whether or not I have my hair up, I need to wash it because it does feel gross. It does feel gross. The second time. It was fine. It felt fine before, but like after you take a shower or bath, it's... Three of Cups. Yeah, celebrate. It's time to celebrate. Suitors are coming. Okay. The Empress card in reversal extroverted again. They're saying like, hold up, hold your horses though. Okay, this is celebrating, and we don't have to commit too early. It's just like, you know, just enjoy the atmosphere, okay? That's what it is. There's no rush. There's no rush. There's an introduction to everything. Okay. Six of Swords. Yeah, navigate. Navigate this. Your hair is curly and you keep it braided, otherwise it's a mess. Yeah, I was thinking about braiding it for this evening because it's just, it feels just gross after the beach. It feels like cakey, like... I'm gonna have to do that right now because it feels like it's gonna make me break out. Oh, it looks nice from that end. It's just the lighting, probably. Okay. Thank you though. Where is my hair thingies? I don't see any here. That's okay. Oh, is this wire? Let me see here. It is wire. Okay, where did this wire come from? I do not know, but we'll just go with it. I don't even know where this came from. But it's extra pokey, isn't it? It is, kind of. Well, it would be temporary for right now. Yeah, I always wanted curly hair. Like, because it looks so pretty. Anyway, that's my second takeaway. Okay, my third takeaway is... And normally, whenever, like, well, you know what? It's been a while since I've been around dudes, you know? So it's like, I don't know, like, as far as, like, socializing, dating, that kind of thing, it's been a while. It's different when you're at an establishment and you're, like, that's a different kind of presentation. And so I don't know. Yeah, so this is just kind of scoping out the scene, enjoying it, and that's that. Okay. Page of Swords in reverse, yeah? Yeah, so this is be objective in the learning experience of, like, exposure. It's a new world again and all of that. So just, like, keep moving forward in it. Like, those who get you, those who don't. Like, you don't need to explain yourself on this and that. again, it's about the energy. And so there's a legitimacy in like just observing the scope of everything, you know. 8 of Pentacles, yeah, because those that will put in the work are gonna really they're gonna reveal themselves. Like, how do I say it? You can tell when energies are messy when they're messy. Or like they have a hint, they have a signature, an imprint, you know, an essence of carelessness. And so you know who can really show up and who doesn't. But if you're all eager and in, like there's no deciphering really. It's harder to decipher because they've already won your vote, you know. So that's, I always wanted straight hair. My grandma used to say, God gives beards to those without a chin, meaning that you get what you get even if you don't want it or have the thing to carry it. Grandmas are the best, aren't they? Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. Clarify by. Oh, 6 of Wands. Hooray! I win. Yay! Okay, so there's no losing on this streak. I mean, there's recuperation. Woo woo! I get this, you know, the things. And then the accolades of more intimate support, you know, yay, and rediscovering a new realm in its healthier aspects, and not just the presentation or the trust of the expectation or the trust of the presentation of it, but it's also trusting myself in knowing how to handle it. That shit is good, you know. Along with the shared, you know, takeaways of the others. That's fantastic. This is wonderful energy. Okay, final card. Seven of Cups. Options. Like this could land me in higher seating, like a new realm, you know, a wondrous tree house, you know, kind of energy. So this is a little bit of Peter Pan, Oz type of energy, but not so strange. More like wondrous and magical. So that's wonderful. I like it. Again, the presentation here, the implication is being like, you know, ascended. The clouds energy is depicted here. Not its traditional, like there's like heavy clouds around here, but there's also more up there. So just when you didn't think it could get any better, like it's still going up there. That's wonderful. So this is great. This is great. This is great energy. It's I don't know what else to say about that. I don't have to worry about destiny swapping or anyone tinkering and tampering with my stuff anymore. I mean, all of this is just factual. It's not like this is the possibility of what you are able to attain. This is when I do my readings, for me, it's like the energy is there. Like I don't have to question my abilities surrounding attainment or this and that. The way I am geared to channel for myself is not like having to second guess anything. Like, okay, well, I don't know how do I describe it. I think that's enough to go on. Like, yeah, let's just leave it like that. Is there anything else that I need to get from here? No, we can end it right there. That's it for now. That's it for now. So one great sign of maturity is that even though like I'm fumbling and fixing things, this is more about like the presentation, because I know aesthetics are like great benefit to keep in check, but also like it can be like very distracting, let's say. I'm not saying it in it's like corporate sense, like your hair color can be a little distracting, your ornate jewelry can be a little too distracting for our clients, for our crowd, okay? It's not that. This is more like it's like, okay. Okay, so sometimes I might accidentally I'm wearing skirts, okay, and so like there might be a little peep over there, but like it's a real eyesore when you can see let's say this is the crotch part of the of the skirts, okay, the shorts part of it, and so the peak in it can show like the triangular extra patch that they put on the crotch area where the punani goes in order to further protect it. Moisture wick area of the punani area, diamond plate zone, extra stitching right there. that can be a little, what's going on with you, Tina? So that's what I'm saying, okay? So the sign of maturity, let's get back on track, is in talking about the love aspect, the romance aspect, and preferences and all of that. If like when people find out like, oh, somebody's got a crush on you, then you gotta like, or you have a crush on somebody, you've got to spiffy up, you've gotta like straighten out, like, oh, like I gotta get shit in place, I gotta be, like make sure, like for me the whole time, like my shirt was all like crumpled, like it was just not sitting right, and it's like, am I gonna have to worry about somebody paying more attention to the way my shirt sits than me, like than the dialogue, than like and not like staying silent in the background? Like, no, that's not for me. No offense, but that's not for me, and for obvious reasons. That's it. But yeah, I have to be cognizant of, because there are certain skirts that have that thing that doesn't quite look like a home plate. Anyway, that's it for now. Oh, gotta put this back. Okay. Thanks very much for all donations provided in and of light and love that reciprocate equally and therefore abundantly. But now that this reading is officially over, I call back all my power, energy, essence, gifts, strength, properties, passions, pursuits, and prospects from those that call upon, cast, generate, bring, magnify, multiply, or any variation thereof, the aforementioned ill will, intent, thought form, pattern, and or entity to pass through the white light of the Holy Spirit for cleansings, for blessings, for reformatting to love and light energy, and to be refortified in me, only me, hassle free, no doubt, no attachment, except for all bonus points included. We remembered. Okay. All right, that's good. All right. Okay. Upon closing the portals in these readings, I send all energies back to their appropriate locations outside of mine with their appropriate karmas to assisting with the sequence of rollout. In light and love, I close the portals in these readings now.